not seem like it a little bit in this episode because we're doing a lot of the same kind of projects that we do in normal episodes. Although we are actually so close to getting out of the marina now. We're within about our last week. And so that has required things of us like emptying out our storage unit and trying to empty out the van so that we can just get rid of both of those, get them out of the way. And in addition to those, I get to do something now that I have been looking forward to doing for a long time, because when you get to a boat yard and you think you're only going to be there for 6 to 9 months, and then you end up staying 2.5 years, and you have these dirty work clothes that you refuse to buy new, work clothes to get dirty because you think that it's only going to be 2 more months away and 2 more months away until you're gone. You refuse to trash them for different ones, and so I have been wearing these same nasty clothes for so long now, and since... I'm gonna walk backward here in the light. Sorry, I had to turn around. And now that we are finally leaving the marina, it means I can empty my wardrobe out of all my nasty work clothes and get ready for all my cute cruising clothes and swimsuits and like jogging and hiking and exploring outfits. So I'm gonna have a little ceremony right now, and I'm going to trash all of my dirty stuff. So this, gone. These, trash, paint stained dirty shirts, and Matt's favorite shorts with the holes around the butt that he can't wear anymore. Time to get rid of it all. Gosh, we actually have pilot house cushions.
Kind of.
What's on the way?
Kind of.
Kind of.
Starting to get there. So we had the foam place actually cut these shapes for us because we knew that there was no chance that we were going to be able to do it without a bandsaw. And so we went, I think it's 1.5 inches at the top, or 2 inches at the top, and 4 inches at the bottom.
Yep, at the
so
bottom.
as you can see, it kind of slopes down to get a little bit of back comfort. And so this will be, I scribed it to match this, so once I cut it down, it should fit flush then against that side. But they're tall.
No, they've got dirty footprints on them.
Dirty footprints, but 5 inches of foam, just so Jess can see out a little bit better. We were struggling with it when we were building everything, trying to figure out exactly what height to do the seats at, and we settled on this, and we probably should have raised it up another inch, but this way we'll have extra thick and comfortable foam seats here.
That's Matt's new spot.
This is my new spot.
This is where he's gonna chill.
Yeah, I can still see outside, get a view of everything, and got my fan that's gonna hit me in the back of the head. Wasn't well planned there, but lights. Yeah, that is not a good idea, is it?
Well, you know, if you decide not to sit in the corner itself, you'd be better. You know, you look move. Sit properly.
Oh, sit. Like this?
Like that.
Yeah, now I got it.
Right in your face.
Just about close enough. Yeah. You'll see how many times I have a black eye, and we'll blame it on the fan.
This is why we put Jessica in the corner. Who puts Jessica in the corner?
We do.
The people who care about safety.
Yeah. So Jessica's in the corner.
And now it's time to cut the back cushions. It doesn't look better not having to stare at those ugly cabinet doors anymore.
Hey, those cabinet doors are functional.
Oh my gosh, these are beautiful. Forget about even having to do cushion covers. I think we have it figured out with old sheets. It'll get done eventually, but we want to leave here. I'm gonna fall down.
Yeah. So we're keeping it classy.
We are keeping it so classy.
Just like the holes in my jeans.
Yeah.
Air vents. Yeah.
So this is how it will stay until we get to the Bahamas and find a nice calm anchorage where I actually feel like picking up work again. And then maybe eventually these will be the same color and fabric as down below. Or we'll just leave it like this forever.
Yeah.
Forever and ever and ever.
When we go to sell the boat, then we'll actually do this.
Yes.
Up until that point, it's going to stay this way.
As we get ready to leave the marina, though, I have to say there is one part I'm really going to miss of this place, and that's walking around what I like to call the boat graveyard for all the boats that have been sitting here for years and years and years upon end, with no signs of any owners coming to look at them, even though a lot of them supposedly do have owners that just aren't getting rid of them. But it's always kind of fun to look at these and figure out their backstory, but it is a little bit sad to see them sitting here like this, especially since we had a boat that was on its way to this, so it was nice to kind of resurrect it and sail it again. But unfortunately, I think a lot of these here are just way beyond repair. One of my favorites here in the boat graveyard is Windelay. I unfortunately don't know the story behind this boat, but that it's been here since way before we've gotten here, and every year new boats come in around it, and it just sits. Looks like it was once a beautiful boat. It has been sitting here and neglected for way too long. And also in the boat graveyard we have boats, and then we have cows right next door. Kind of strange when you first hear them waking you up at 2 o'clock in the morning and you don't even realize there's a field right next to the marina. And of course the pearl of the boat graveyard, the one that we've been asked about most because apparently a lot of people out there want to bring this boat back to life, is Alice Zimbabwe, which is a Gemini catamaran. Quite popular in this area, so you'll see a few throughout here. Usually many of them are in much better shape than this. We have found out that Alice actually does have an owner. We don't know the full backstory, but many people have tried to buy this boat. The owner is just not letting go, so here it sits and sits, but it looks like Alice is not going anywhere anytime soon. So if anyone ever does find out who the owner is or how to contact, I'm sure there are a lot of people in the comments here that would jump on the chance to buy her. Probably more of a project than I want to take on, but I guess you are probably just as crazy as we are. So in the last episode, you probably saw me fighting for weeks on end to get the new sacrificial sail cover on our sail. And I would say the worst part of that process is knowing that it was going onto a sail that I didn't care for. It was an old sail that was nearing the end of its life, and it was just kind of disappointing to put all the work into something that I wasn't happy with. But on the good note, right after that, I had something to become very happy about, because we have now partnered with Precision Sails out of British Columbia in Vancouver, Canada. And so we're going to work together to get ourselves a new head sail for Elements of Life, which is going to be fantastic because head sails are the driving force, like when you're traveling. So having a nice, strong, crisp sail made just for your boat is going to make all the difference in the world. So we are very, very happy to be working with Precision. And you might think that I would be sad to have just put all that work into a sail, which is going to go into the garbage now, but actually quite the opposite, because I know they're going to do a great job and it's going to look beautiful on our boat. So I will gladly have put that work into the sail, which is going to the trash, because I know what we're getting now is going to be a lot better.
So last episode we kind of talked about our staysail, our new staysail that we got from Far East. Good company to work with if you know what you actually want. I sent them the exact specs that I wanted. I knew the clue position. I knew all of that stuff based on our kind of our old sail and our position of our track. So in case you make a mistake, it's on you. And that's the big negative with working with someone like that versus working with an actual sail off, is the fact that you have to know what you want, material you want, all the different little details. Foam luff, not a foam luff. You have no one else to really walk you through it, to hold your hand through the process like you would with a more of a local type loft. Just worked on the head sail, the sacrificial sail cover in the last episode. As she really mentioned, this is a temporary solution to this. We wanted, and people were mocking it, but it's one of those that the color looked horrible, mixed with the green and gray and that.
Yeah, the blue
it just looked awful. The solution was temporarily to install some new sacrificial sail cover. We thought it was going to take 3 to 4 days. It took basically 3 to 4 weeks to do, which is typical for us.
I was gone for 12 of those days.
Yeah. The sail cloth with that head sail is a little bit soft. It billows out a little bit more than what we actually want. It's a little bit fuller of a sail than what we actually want. And the negatives you get with that are you're going to have more heeling when the wind does pick up. When it hits on the side, it's going to push the boat over instead of actually driving the boat forward the direction you want to go. So there are some big negatives with having a older head sail. If we were doing a more of a typical downwind type sail like most cruisers do, coming across the Atlantic, when we came back from the Canary Islands, was all downwind that whole time. An older blown out head sail isn't the end of the world. As long as you have some cloth up, you're usually okay. From our experience from going from Miami to the Azores last time, we've kind of learned the importance of having a good head sail, and especially now when we get into the Baltic region, we're going to be doing a lot of upwind sailing. So having a good sail shape, having a good head sail is going to be extremely important. Now, exciting working with Precision Sails, getting this new head sail for us is going to be just amazing. Getting good sail material, getting all the details correct, working with an actual loft on this one, and they know what our needs are, our wants are. What they wanted us to do was really go over and fill out a general quote or get an actual quote from them so we can kind of see exactly how we want it laid out. They can get a little bit more information from us than what they have in their database and what we've been able to correspond with emails. Once they get that basic information, then what we're going to do is we're going to sit down and have a consultation with them. So we'll Skype, we'll talk to them, explain exactly where we're going, what we anticipate the wind speeds to be, the sailing characteristics of this boat, what are going to be needed for our sheeting positions, so on and so forth. So basically it's going to be simple and easy, just going through, since they already have our boat in the database, and I think if they have our boat, they have everyone's boat. So real simple, easy to go through, just basically typing in the basic information for them. So we ended up getting the quote from them, kind of proposal. They ended up showing us what options they had or what they actually recommended. So they gave 3 basic options or 4 basic options, going through and showing what the different packages are, what they would recommend for cloth weights. So you see the weight here, very, very detailed, and the different options that we have available to us to go with, like the foam luff, which is something I love having. So that is something I do recommend, but they end up going through and talking about some of the other details as well. So it's kind of exciting going through and picking what we're getting for this new sail. It is nice to be able to see it, so kind of a reminder as to what each one of them are, a description of the sail type of thing, why you should choose the sailcloth, all that basic information that goes there. But the website does also show in more detail what each one of those sailcloths are, and I think that is one of the biggest assets of actually having that. In our next episode, we do a consultation with Precision Sails, go over what our options are and what's going to work best for our boat, and also the last little bit of provisioning that we need to do to get ready to leave here.
Because we're getting out of here.
We're getting out of here.
Now.
What?
Stay tuned.